Hey, what's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Much appreciated. I put all my projects in the description there, but Tobin and Leroy show, streaming live on WQAM's YouTube page. We're back Monday. We'll react to Dolphins and Patriots and have your full look. I don't take any holidays post Monday. All right, I could have had Monday off. I came in. We faced what was the worst loss of the season. I was not there to react to all the Tua news on the radio show, but we did it here on the channel. And going into this week against Patriots, we'll be there on Monday. And a lot of people have off on Monday. Not your boy. We'll be in, react to it, and then I'm there the whole week. All right? Maybe doing a couple garage shows and maybe not be making that drive down to the studio. I will be there eventually that week. But we are in all of next week. And we are now streaming live on YouTube on the WQAM page. Go subscribe there if you haven't already. What are you waiting for, dude? Let's get to it, huh? Chop, chop. So, Dolphins getting ready for the New England Patriots this week. Not going to have Tua Tagovailoa. That is the diagnosis from everybody there. It seems that Tua is, of course, dealing with the concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. Although there's been a couple of things, couple updates on this that have been interesting before we get into this week's game. One, Tua's brother, Taulia Tagovailoa, hope I nailed that. I'm not positive I did. He said that, quote, I just feel like he's not going to stop playing football. I feel like every opportunity he has, he's going to try and play. I don't know. It's just going to go until the wheels fall off. All this talk about his career being over, very premature. Very premature. So it was good to see little brother come out and voice that. Like, dude, you don't have to, this whole scare. I see these things out here. I couldn't even watch the whole clip of it, but I saw the Twitter clips of it, with this Emmanuel Lacho where he's like, we got to care about Tua more than Tua cares about Tua. We got to care about, everybody's got to too much sometimes, guys. Too much, all of you, to come in here and say, to be the person who's out there and saying, we got to care about Tua. We can't be caring about Tua more than Tua cares about Tua. It's like, all right, I'm pretty sure Tua cares about his life, guys. I'm pretty sure Tua cares about his life. I'm pretty sure Tua, what he has been through to get to the top of professional football, to be at one point an MVP candidate this season, to deal with all of the bullshit that he had to deal with for his first 2 years, to deal with coming back with a broke hip, all of that stuff. I'm pretty sure Tua, this is just me, because I'm not Tua's family. I'm not Tua's friend. I'm just simply a fan of the guy's play. I think we can all stop being over-caring assholes and realize, I think the man's got a hold on how much he cares about his life and how much he wants to succeed at the profession he's worked very hard at. Why don't we stop treating him like a child? He's a grown-ass man, and why don't we let him recover and go through this process? Maybe that ends with him not playing football the rest of the year. I don't know. You don't know. But I know certainly none of us, and I mean none of us here talking into a microphone, give as much of a rat's ass as Tua, the Tagovailoa family, his wife, and their new baby, their family. None of us care as much as they do. And also, we should respectfully not act like we do. And I think when I see this of everybody trying to go out here and be like, Tua, if you go out there and you play football again, I don't know if I could take it. I'm like, all right, all due respect, but you all out there clutching you all sound full of shit. You really do. And again, this is not me pushing the guy to go play, because as a greedy football fan, I like when Tua plays for the Dolphins because I think he's really good, and I think the team has a great chance to win when he does play football, and he has been pretty fantastic all season, especially when healthy and also not concussed. I just thought that this, how I knew that people were going overboard when I was reading in Barry Jackson's column in the Miami Herald, Chris Nowinski, even Chris Nowinski, who was basically telling that Tua to charge the Dolphins with murder earlier this, even he was like, yeah, Tua could responsibly come back in the playoffs. Even that guy who was like, he was ready to take Mike McDaniel away in handcuffs earlier in the year. He's like, oh, he doesn't have to call it a career. And he reasonably could be back by the playoffs and be asymptomatic and be fine. We got to calm down, guys. You really have to calm down with all. It's nice seeing people say, oh, we care about the people under the helmets and we try and humanize them. And all right. But a lot of it also seems very like, a lot of it just reeks of phoniness. And, I got a feeling that, respectfully, I think the Tagovailoa family, who seem very tight-knit, and you hear his brother who's like, I think he's going to play till the wheels come off. He actually literally did play one time until a wheel came off and then came back. I got a feeling that they have a good grasp, and he has a good grasp on how much they care about him and also how much he wants to be successful at the sport. So just that being said, hope that the healing is going well. And, I actually do hope that it does lead to him playing football again this year. Take me away in handcuffs, Nowinski. When I read Nowinski was like not that scared of the Tua thing, I was like, whoa, even he's being reasonable about this? How about that? What a breath of fresh air. Anyway, getting into this week, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is going to get hopefully his first real crack at starting a football game for the Miami Dolphins. He has only gotten real action twice. They was both in relief because the one game that he was supposed to start, these wackadoos in the NFL came up with a thing called a spotter, and they determined that he wobbled and that he was not able to play football, even though he never had a concussion. So Teddy has had a couple of appearances. One was on Thursday Night Football, which he did. Think about the circumstances of everybody had to watch Tua get stretchered off the field. That was legitimately scary. But you think about that situation and him having to come in relief and, still I think did a good job. He did have that interception to end the game, which was certainly a kick in the junk. But I thought that Teddy looked okay. I thought that for the most part of that game, Teddy Bridgewater played well enough to win. And, certainly had the interception there at the end of that game. That was a bummer. But I thought that Teddy performed pretty admirably in that game. And then also in the Minnesota game, there was a couple things that were going against him in that one, because you look at it, you're like, man, he put up a lot of numbers in that game. 329 yards, and he missed a quarter of football because Skylar Thompson started that game before he got hurt. But, there were a couple things that were interesting about this performance from Teddy Bridgewater. First of all, Teron Armstead didn't play in that game, and Teddy Bridgewater got the holy hell kicked out of him in that game. He took, I think it was like 4 or 5 sacks in that game. Probably could have had more. He got his teeth kicked in that game. Really, really took a beating. Tyreek Hill, who has some real positive stuff to say about Teddy Bridgewater. If you guys didn't catch that this week, this was Tyreek Hill talking about the team having faith in Teddy Bridgewater.
You remember my comment from earlier when I said I can put up numbers with anybody? It still stands, man. That comment still stands. But yeah, I like I say, all of the guys got chemistry with Teddy. He just brings that veteran presence, you know what I'm saying, that, we all kind of need. I even need it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to have another guy, you know what I'm saying, in the huddle, you know what I'm saying, giving me confidence, giving us confidence, and stuff, I don't know, like, just having Teddy is going to be fun, or just having Skylar, I don't know.
He's, I really think that, I think the team's going to rally around this with Teddy. I really do. He's got elite weapons. He knew how to use them. You look back to that game against Minnesota. Mike Gesicki had easily his best game of the season. Awful gritty and all. I think he had like 70 yards, 6 catches, 2 TDs. Again, the worst gritty we've all ever seen. I think it killed the dance, actually. And in all honesty, I remember doing react to this game. I really thought that, I mean, in all honesty, this game, with all the adversity that they had faced, no Armstead, no, losing Skyler, essentially your starting QB. And the guy who really blew this game was Jalen Waddle. I mean, it really was. And Jalen, like, you go back and you look at his numbers and you're like, oh, 6 catches, 120 yards. That's awesome. Nah. Jalen Waddle had one of Teddy's picks was like right in Jalen Waddle's arms, popped out at the end of the half. That led to a field goal for Minnesota. And then they were marching down, dude. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater had this team marching down. They were down 6. And he gets it to Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle had this killer fumble, a back-breaking fumble for this team that ended up really, opening the floodgates. And Minnesota, who's been a good team all year, there's no shame in losing to Minnesota. And up until last week was the team's only home loss. That game I really thought was on Waddle more than it was on Teddy Bridgewater and Teddy. His performance, and Tyreek had one of his, biggest producing games of the season, 177 yards in that one, 12 catches. Like, he was a real safety blanket. Like, that chemistry was there, just like it was on Thursday Night Football between Teddy and Tyreek. So I believe Tyreek when he says that he can not only put up numbers with anybody, but that the team has faith. And he even says, like, he likes Teddy's demeanor in the huddle.
Oh, he's very funny. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when Teddy steps in the huddle, like, my first reaction every time I see him is like, bro, he's about to say a joke and I'm going to laugh. You know what I'm saying? But for Teddy, man, he obviously can throw the deep ball very well. He's very accurate. Timing is very good. Good footwork, good mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Typical quarterback stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, he's been doing it for a long time, and he was able to play with us during the season, and he's been here since training camp. So the chemistry is there with all the guys. So if it's Teddy or if it's Skyler, I don't know who it is, man. Just looking forward to playing with the guys.
They are having the opportunity. And Mike McDaniel has reiterated how much they keyed in on getting Teddy Bridgewater. The importance of it, knowing that they had a guy in Tua who had some, didn't think it was going to be concussions, but has had some durability questions. And we can see all around the league that it's hard for a starting quarterback to get through a season, dude. It is not easy. You can look up and down this conference and all the guys that get banged up. It's not easy for these guys to get through a whole season. So I don't know. I'm feeling strangely good with Teddy Bridgewater going into this week. I think that he's been in this league a long time. He's been, the leader of a team. He's been in that position where he's had to start games and in a spot situation. He's been in good systems in New Orleans. Like, I don't know. And again, he has a good rapport with a lot of the skill guys. I think that, if they can keep him upright, which is, was a real big problem the last time that he got the opportunity to be out there, then, Teddy might be all right, man. They might be in an okay spot going into this week. I mean, it's not ideal. Obviously, you'd rather have Tua. I think we'd all rather have Tua. How many times do we throw into everybody's face that the Dolphins didn't lose a game that Tua was out there up until the San Fran game? As far as the injuries are concerned going into this one, Teron Armstead still not practicing. He has a toe, pec, knee, and a hip. He is a walking game of operation. Bradley Chubb's a big question mark because he's got that hand thing, dealing with an ankle. Alec Ingold has I think his hand's in a cast, so he's not participating in practice. That's a bummer. Xavier Howard ended up on the injury report today, limited with a knee injury. He's already been banged up this year. So there's definitely some injuries to be concerned about. I'll tell you another thing you got to be concerned about going to this Patriots game. It's that dirty ass McCorkle, Mac Jones, dirty player. He throws a pick. You better watch out, dude. We already got enough injuries on the second. Cater Kohu, watch yourself, dude. He's a dirty player. Goes low. Xavier Howard, watch it, dude. You be on the look, head on a swivel for McCorkle and his dirty tactics, okay? Be on the lookout. And let's be real about it anyway. This Belichick doesn't want to be in the playoffs, okay? He is checked out. He has no interest in being in the playoffs. He wants to be on his stupid boat. I think, what is it? It's 9 cheats, 9, whatever the hell he named it after. Don Shula would spit at that boat. And he wants to probably be down here in South Florida with old Hansy Crafty. That's probably they don't want to be in the playoffs with Mac Jones. They hate Mac Jones. They have Matt Patricia out there as their offensive coordinator. You knew they mailed this season in. you got enough to go win this game. But, the one thing I am worried about is this Jason Sanders, okay? He was on a roll. He misses this kick. Did you hear this? The special teams coach say that the squib kick, which I lost my mind over, that it was just a missed kick? Oh, what is that? Who misses a kick off a tee when it's not windy? What is that? I don't understand. There's been a couple of revelations that we almost wish. One, middle of the game, we all just learned Tua got concussed. And the second was Jason Sanders just missing kickoff kicks. Crazy. Anyway, looking forward to it, man. I feel strangely, oddly confident with Teddy Bridgewater out there. I really do. Probably, just faith, hope. I don't know. Just want this losing streak to end so bad.